All right, what's going on, guys? We got Drizzy and Miss Mulatto. Big Lotto, Miss Mulatto, right? Shout out to Val in the chat. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, this was a couple days ago. Let me share here over on X, right? And just guys, go follow me over on X. I'm over on X. Go follow me over on X. You can see my profile over here. Over on X. Go ahead and follow me. So Big Mama, her name, right? Lotto, Miss Mulatto. Okay. She changed her name a couple times, like a lot of other rappers do. And she was over at the festival, the Wireless Festival over there in London, in England, a couple days ago with Drake. And she gave a shout out to Drake. This is what, July 12th, so a few days ago. And she just basically posted on her X account a couple owls, or not a couple, several owls, right? Which is for the OVO, Drizzy type of stuff, right? Shouting him out. And of course, you have a lot of racist blacks who took this as an opportunity to basically show the world what they feel, how they feel about mulattoes. I always get a kick when I go on Twitter and I saw, or excuse me, on TikTok, and I even saw today some punk ass, mulatto who's still trying to cape for blacks. I got a white mom and I heard my mom say some racist stuff, and then you got a bunch of black people virtue signaling in the comments. It's funny because a lot of those same people, they're the same ones who are jumping on X talking shit about mulattoes. It's crazy. You still got these mulattoes lost in the sauce, thinking that they're a part of the tribe, the Kendrick tribe. It's crazy. Only if they can bastardize you, right? Like Kendrick's baby mama. Only if they can bastardize you, then they'll say, "Yeah, you're a part of the tribe." And then they're cheating on you and shit, cheating on you with white women. Look at right here, Kendrick hugging up on Taylor Swift because someone put here industry plant asshole. She's talking about Big Lotto. She's an industry plant because she's showing love to the best rapper in the game, Drake, and some little cornball loser you know, saying industry plant. And I put a picture or a gif of Kendrick Lamar hugging his white massa, Taylor Swift, right? Weak ass Kendra industry plant. Of course he is. The whole industry's propping him up. NFL, Super Bowl, the Grammys, and everything. They're propping him up. There's no other bigger industry plant at the moment than Kendra Lamoist. So this is funny right here. Right, yeah. But yeah, she put this right here, 8 million views. Someone in the chat says right there, 8 million views. Yeah, and she got a lot of hate. There's a lot of retweets or reposts, hating on this woman for showing a biracial man love. It's a business partnership, basically. Drake promotes her, Drake likes her, promotes her, and she basically shows respect, showing him love. But the the community is very sensitive to that. When they see mulatto women showing mulatto men love, they're very sensitive to that. And this is what we're basically witnessing right now, right? They want the ability to basically outgroup you and mock you, but they still want you to kind of like beg for their acceptance. It's a very despicable existence for the punk ass mulattoes who are in that position. I discourage them. I mean, I clown them every day because I'm sitting there like they're literally telling you what they feel about you. Like, how are you going to sit there? Like, if they're not paying you or dancing or singing for you, I don't get it. Like, what the hell are you doing with them? They need to pay you. They need to give you something. If you're mulatto and they're not paying you, I don't know what the hell you're doing, trying to like be cool or be in their tribe or quote unquote get acceptance for what? Make sure they pay you and give you money. Otherwise, what are you even doing? It makes no sense. Now, I get it. The biracial baby mamas, I get it. Yeah, they're going to basically placate to the community because they got nowhere else to go. Their value is diminished dealing with Pookie. They have nowhere else to go. So they basically have to cape for them for all in eternity. And which is pretty pathetic, but, you know, whatever. More on that later. He puts Kendra, or he puts, I say Kendra, but he puts Kendrick X whatever that guy. But Kendra is a washed up pop star, right? Real rap fans don't listen to K Dork because they're trying to spin it as if he's so authentic. Kendra, he's a real rapper. It's all the symbology, all the slave music and Negro spirituals. It's real rap and real symbology, right? With his mixed queen, not even a black woman. He's got to get a white woman or half white woman as his baby mama, you know. And yeah, but he's a real rapper, right? He's a real rapper. Yeah. This is the shit they're trying to sell. Of course, I'm not buying it. I mean, and you guys over here, you're not buying it either. You already know what's up. Both of y'all, white girl got BBL. Biracial people will never be black. What's a reply response? You're retarded. You retarded. That's your best response. You got 7 likes. Yeah, all from blacks who basically want to punk biracials. Of course, I got 5 likes and I got more views. I got 795 views and only 5 likes. This fool, Tim Duncan, so he's a Kang, right? With his light skin fetish. He has 88 views but 7 likes. Yeah, because all those likes, because you got the numbers. You got Blackistan liking your shit. But you're saying that you're retarded. I'm retarded. What's retarded about biracial people never be black? You're the only one who replied to my comment. What's retarded about that? They can't specify. Of course not. Of course not. Propped up industry plants, serving, sucking off Anglos, and the Zionists getting paid off. Yeah, we already know what's up. Both of y'all, white girl got BBL. I think he's calling Drake a white girl. That's basically what he's trying to say right there. He's kind of, and he's got the whole death row records and shit. And all these people sold each other out and shit. You got Suge Knight, Tupac Shakur, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre. All of them got criminal records and shit, selling each other out. Of course, he has that as his avatar. And what's this hashtag? The biggest hater. Of course. And you're talking about white girls or BBL. But we know the Bantu, that's what he prefers, white girls or BBL. See, this Bantu's just mad because mulatto, his preference, light-skinned mulatto woman, is showing a mulatto man love. That really upsets the dark-skinned Bantu. That's why you see this comment, And the username is very telling. The biggest hater. He's got a bunch of criminals as his avatar and shit. And all these guys, don't they got like mixed wives and shit? Like I know Dr. Dre got a quadroon partner, and you got Snoop Dogg who cheats on every person he comes to. But that's the culture. What do you expect? Baby mamas, bastard kids, illegitimacy rate through the roof. What do you expect? And then right here, Champ Sean, puts, she called Drake the GOAT during the beef. Drake performed with Lotto in Toronto. She's singing Drake songs all over Instagram. Yeah, and on Instagram, she posts Drake songs. So people are already kind of chattering and talking crap about that prior to all this right now. Because she shows love. She shows love to Drake. They don't like that. They don't like when the mulatto woman shows a mulatto man love. They don't like. They get real uppity and real sensitive, right? Y'all just now finding out that she fucks with Drake. 21 Savage made a whole album with Drake. Of course Lotto fucks with Drake. Where y'all been? Yeah. Yeah, they're hypersensitive people. Right? They're very hypersensitive. And they can dish it out, but they can't take it. When you match the energy, they cried at her white massa. All of them. ALL, all. Right? They'll use legal means. They'll use copyright means. They're all going to cry to their white massa when you match that energy. Drake is actually doing what C19 did. They won't ever get over it. Like the mental illness in this comment section is scary. People who are mad in the comments, please stream and support the artist. You're crying. They're flopping. Yeah, I don't get it. Dumbass Kendrick. Goofy ass, like awkward kind of incel like picture. And that's like his picture here he has. Little Kenny. They call him Ken cells. Little Kenny fanboys on social media. Because a lot of them, they're incel. They're not getting pussy. If they bump Kendrick Lamar, when you're with a woman, you're a straight dude. I'm not talking to the fruitcakes who love Kendrick, right? Talking to the straight men. You like if you're chilling with the woman, are you gonna seriously play some Kendrick Lamar when you're cruising, chilling with a woman? Like, what man is gonna play Kendrick Lamar to get in the mood with the female? I'd rather play some country shit. I'd rather play pop songs. I'll play something else. Why would you listen and bump Kendrick Lamar with the woman? You're gonna kill the whole mood. This guy is a fucking cornball. That's why they even hashtagged or tagged the name Kencel. I've seen that on X and stuff. They call him Kencels. I mean, look at this picture of this guy. Weirdo, kind of awkward image. He cheats on his high school sweetheart, his light skinned, mixed race, literally 80% white baby mama cheats on her with actual white women, It's such a fat L, but this is what we're dealing with right here. And of course, they got Big Mama, whatever. They got Big Lotto here dancing and shit. Some gif. And they're going to have haters in that. Well, 3 comments. I'm just going to pass it up. I already know you're going to have some haters. Them superpowers, K-bots getting neutralized. We all watching in silence. Drake has returned to being the rapper with the most monthly listeners on Spotify. 80 million. Pretty much 81 million. He dethrones Kendrick Lamar to head back to the top. Yeah, that Drake stimmy dried up. Little K-bots and Kendra, they got to come up with some new material. And the thing is, Drake doesn't even need to mention Kendrick to even get his shit popping, his songs. He can just create a whole new song, create a whole new album, do his collabs, all that stuff. And people they like his music. But it seems like with Kendra, he needs Drake. Like he goes to the Grammys, the Super Bowl. He needs to have Drake in his mouth in order to like get his shit popping. That's sad. That is sad. You got to build your whole career off another man. That is a fat L, man. And that's like gay, moist energy. You can't be your own man. You got to use someone else to get your shit popping. But that's the Kendrick. Kendrick fans, they're all gay and pro-black, and that's what it is. Supporting a man who talks about your friend getting shot, by the way. Peep how mad they are in the replies just because Drake showed her love and she showed it back. Yeah, peep how mad they are. We're going to get to some of these comments. Of course, I'm not going to read them all because there's a lot, but I'm going to check out some of them. That's why I'm here. Grown-ass men attacking Shawty, by the way. Well, they're grown-ass incels. I wouldn't call them men. They're incels. Well, I also believe UK rappers are better than US rappers since Drake said so. US rappers are all trash. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know any UK rappers. I couldn't even tell you one. So, but the rap music today, a lot of it's garbage shit. I mean, they got these like mumble rappers and they're all drugged out. Like they were pumping up that cat, Juice World a few years ago. I think he died of an overdose or something. But they were like bumping him up like as he's so good. He's like a good rapper and shit. And I'm like, it's like drug music. Like even the Migos and Future, they're all like, it's like drug music. You got, Kodak Black. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, so the US market with the hip hop is looking pretty weak, but of course, Drake is Canadian. And then in the UK market, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you one rapper from the UK. So they're not playing it on the radio out here, and I don't see it within my algorithm, within any of the like social medias. So I don't know. The UK rappers. Yeah. Look at this comment here. Both light-skinned biracial. So they're always the first ones to bring up skin tone. That's something that's important for you guys. If you guys can see the screen, I can zoom it in because maybe it'll be better for you guys because I can see it, where I'm standing, but where you guys, I don't know, the viewers, I think this is a better visual now for you guys to see. And look at this dumb comment. He's got the Chadwick Boswick profile, and then he puts right here, both light-skinned biracial. So he's the first one to bring up skin tone. Nobody in the post brought up skin tone. He's doing it. See, it's always their projection, right? The dark-skinned supremacists, they have an inferiority complex. They're the first ones to bring up your skin tone. So they're the colorist. Like who mentioned light skin? He did. Nobody talked about dark skin. They're the first one to mention light skin. So you're the colorist. So you're the black racist. You expose yourself. Any white person who endorses you or supports you, I mean, they should be blacklisted. And hopefully, yeah, we'll get it out to everybody else, all the mestizos, Asians, and Arabs, and all the other ethnic groups. If you endorse and support these racist black supremacists, we're watching your ass now, too. The days of these people, they're jumping up, they're super comfortable slandering mulattoes, and they think they're still going to get endorsements from the Anglos and the Israelis and the Asians and Hispanics and all you. Yeah, we're going to be watching all of you. You endorse these racist Bantus who are trying to put a target on the backs of mulattoes. Yeah, we're going to get a database. We're watching all of you. You want to support them and endorse them and coddle them and give them a pass? These savages have no fucking place running their mouth about us. They're the first ones, as you see in the comment right here, talking about light skin. This is a racist, black supremacist colorist. Nobody talked about anybody's dark skin or skin tone. You see it right out of the horse's mouth. They're the first ones to talk about your skin tone. This is a racist. This is a black supremacist. Anybody I see that supports them and endorses them, we need to boycott them. And it's going to happen. I mean, I'm just talking this shit right now. It's going to happen because we're watching all of you. And I see these racist black supremacists getting sponsored by these whites. And then I don't want to see these white boy incels cry like bitches about Israel, about the open borders, about south of the border. I don't want to see any of you fucking bitches cry and whine when you endorse and sponsor, finance, and support these Bantu dark-skinned supremacists that are anti-mulatto. I don't want to see you people cry. I don't. I'm sick and tired of it. Look at this guy puts her here, light-skinned biracials profiting off acting and rapping like black people. Why biracials never want to act like their white moms. And of course, this is a black female. They bring up the whole white mom thing, right? We know it's a black female, probably ugly, fat, and nobody wants her. So she's complaining about white women, right? Always a black side. But see, the thing is, I've already shared on my other channel, the Mulatto History channel. You have Jalen Johnston, who was on The Voice, I believe, the show. He's a country music singer. He's doing country music. You have Kane Brown, another mulatto man, a country singer. So you have mulattoes who are involved in these other spheres and genres of music, doing country music and other stuff. Like everybody's not trying to be a little rapper like the Bantu degenerate here. But they're not going to talk. See, and then they were crying and complaining about Drake. They were like, oh, Drake's with Morgan Wallen. He's going to turn and start doing country music now. Like, you're not going to win with these people. If you're a mulatto guy, my whole thing is, or a mulatto female who's proudly identifies as mulatto, and you're not a baby mama by one of them. Like, the thing is, like, you got to set up your own arrangement. Be proud to be mulatto. Other mulattoes, they're going to support you. Once they see you, they're going to support you. It's going to happen. Just got to get your stuff out there. That's it. But I'm sitting there like, who the hell is going to sign up for this? This guy's clearly racist, anti-mulatto. My whole thing is, if I see Asians, whites, Hispanics support and endorse this guy, like, you got to boycott them too. Our numbers are growing. This idea where we're supposed to support these racists who are against us, it's just blasphemy. I don't get it. And I see pussy ass, punk ass mulattoes on TikTok, and I'm just like, this is despicable. You're still trying to be cool with people who are racist and against you. I don't fucking get it. It's irritating. This woman here says, yeah, if someone takes a black color, yeah, whatever. And I say, yeah, mixed people are not black. And she agrees, whatever. Back and forth is not. Yeah, racist nonsense. I put laugh. Y'all need therapy. There's no way y'all hate Drake this much. Yeah, they because he's a mulatto. And it's like, look at this comment here. With like a Power Rangers kind of avatar. He puts here, you're a colorist. Of course he's a colorist. Look at the comment. He's the first one to mention skin color. Light skin. That's what I'm telling you. It's these dark-skinned Bantu supremacists who jump online and start talking about people's skin color. We're like, wait a damn minute. If we start talking about you being dark skinned, you whine and cry for the next 500 fucking years. What gives? Well, why is it now that you think it's okay to get all uppity and run your mouth? Nah, because there's no accountability in your community. What I see with this Drake situation, there's a lot of black people who are basically checking other black people, and I like that. And that's why I'm liking these comments or reposting, and I see that. So I'm not an absolutist. I'm not throwing everyone under the bus. I'm acknowledging the fact it's like, yeah, you see there's a lot of black people who are waking up now. They're like, oh, wait a second. Some of these blacks are like incels and they're LGBT and they're racist and they're anti-biracial. You gotta like basically hold them accountable because they're fucking up everything for everybody. They're got weirdos amongst your tribe. Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah, you weird little bro. Yeah, CIA loving this fool. Yeah. And look at this. I see this comment right here. The guy puts here, Black Americans are weird. Y'all have bitterness in your heart. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. To the extent you reject your brother's child because their mom different, bringing segregation into your family. And I put right here, 70+% out of wedlock birth rate doesn't happen by accident. That's a cultural and genetic issue with them. 70+% out of wedlock birth rate. Yeah, that's not an accident. And they can blame the CIA, blame the FBI, they can blame everyone. Like they don't no accountability. They'll blame everyone, right? And I put here also take into account by 2050 where their wealth is expected to drop at. Yeah, zero within like the next 25 years, right? More on that later. How can they compete with immigrant groups when they neglect and disown their own people? Yeah, their own children. You go back to this number here, 70+%. How can you compete with other groups when you're not even building wealth, generational wealth? It's the white man's fault. And you have some dumbass fools go on, it's the mulatto problem. Chancellor Williams, man, he a real one. And then half of these guys, they got Mexican partners or mulatto baby mamas or white baby mamas. Were like, these people are confused and damaged and there's no accountability. I mean, they're always going to find someone to blame. Like, and they're really spouting this whole mulatto problem. It's an agenda. It's a conspiracy. But it's like you can do everything, but marry a black woman, have a black family, and support your community. You can't do that. You can do everything else. Cry and complain about white people, you know, who are just playing golf or whatever, playing tennis or whatever they're doing. Like you can complain about them, but you can't fix your own shithole community. You got to blame mulattoes. That's the sad part. Um, Said this is some divisive Kendrick Lamar shit. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar really screwed a lot of these people up. A lot of these LGBT, femcells, and incels within the black community. The Kendrick Lamar crowd really like amplified them, right? A lot of the dorky, just weirdo misfits within the black community and black society in America. Kendrick Lamar, he's their like spokesperson. It's no surprise that all like the LGBT and trans identified and bisexual and all these people, they love Kendrick Lamar. It's no surprise. When you look at Drake's side, it's like normal people who like want to go on vacation, they want to go to the club, they want to dance and they want to party, like they want to win. It's like the normal people listen to Drake. They'll try to frame it as a Drake. The people who listen to Drake, they're all like whiny crybabies or something. No, Drake is for people who like to party, like to chill, who like bitches. Excuse my French. They like pretty ladies. They want to kick it with pretty women. Drake makes music for that, for those type of people, that crowd. Kendrick Lamar makes music for like proud victims and shit, like weirdo misfits who don't know where the hell they fit in, who blame America for all their problems. That's Kendrick Lamar's music, man. It's like the weirdo misfits, the incels and femcells and LGBT crowd, pro whack. That's all Kendrick. Look at his comment here. He puts niggas be racist towards actual black people, then turn around and get angry at the white man. Yeah, I mean, and he's got what? Who's the image here he's got? I don't know. The avatar. Is that J. Cole? He's got a mulatto dude as a avatar, J. Cole. Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of facts. Now, I don't agree with the whole actual black people. I mean, Mulatto, Miss Mulatto, and Drake, they're both mulatto. They're both biracial. They're not black, but part of their culture is Black American culture from one of their parents. But I agree with what he's saying is that the same people who cry about these biracials, they're going to turn around and cry when a white person punks them. That's the hypocrisy of it all. So I'm just here reporting the news. You guys like this content? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You guys like this content. I see a few of you guys hitting the like button. I appreciate that. If you guys want, I could drop the link. You guys want to jump up here and challenge the rhetoric or add your 2 cents in. I don't have an issue with that. I can do that. I'm just kind of ad libbing tonight. I want to check this out because this got a lot of interaction. A gentleman, even in the chat earlier, he said it's like 8 million views. All these comments. He said 8 million views right here. Yeah. Am I going to go through all the comments? No, I'm not. Just going to check out a few of them. And someone to repost, some other biracial dude tagged me earlier on TikTok. And I want to get into some of those kind of reposts to show you that it's like a lot of these, the racist element within the black society, they're very fearful and angry when they see two biracial people supporting each other, especially if it's a female. When they see a biracial female that likes a biracial man, that really upsets them. They really get upset by that because they're not banging as hard when they see, the other mulatto dude, what's his name, Steph Curry, supporting Drake, or Chris Brown supporting Drake. They're not really saying nothing when it's the man. They're like, oh, okay, they're light skinned, whatever. They don't. There's no issue there. But when the female, remember the dark skinned Bantu male's preference, when she supports the light skinned mulatto man, then they're really gonna show their incel rage. That's what you're seeing with some of these comments. Someone puts here that's ignorant. Biracial people don't quote unquote choose a side. They are both. Expressing themselves isn't acting black, it's part of their identity. Telling them to act like their white mom erases who they are and pushes harmful stereotypes. Yeah, so this person actually, you see, like I'm saying, like, I'm not an absolutist. I'm not trying to frame an entire community or group of people in a negative light. I overgeneralize at times, which people could take offense by that, which, granted. But I always specify and acknowledge when I analyze the commentary and information. Look, I acknowledge the people who are calling a spade, who see it for what it is. I'm speaking generally about a demographic within a community that is very bold and vocal, and there's a lot of them because they don't get checked or challenged. They still want to go run and work for their white massa. Like I'm telling mulattoes, you got to start basically holding these whites accountable who support and endorse these racist blacks. Because remember, a lot of these Anglos, they're weaponizing these Bantus against you. You got to hold them accountable as well because they want to put a battery in the back of the Bantu to do dirty work for them. So, yeah, we got to hold them accountable. We're going to make sure that we're going to tie up their business. We're going to boycott them. We're going to report them. Yeah, because they're financing that. Why is it that the Bantu is so comfortable disrespecting you publicly online? And these people got businesses, they got jobs, they got companies they work for. They're working for whites or whatever, whoever they're working for. They're way too comfortable jumping out here talking about you got a white mom. And then a lot of these Bantus, they work for white people. We're like, what the hell? Who's hiring them? How are they jumping on here with their racist rhetoric, getting away with this? Because a lot of biracials are bitches and punks, and they don't call these people out. That's really what it is. Let's be on 100. Because I see it on TikTok. You got a lot of punk ass biracials still like, oh, don't talk about my blackness. And I got a white mom and she's racist. And they play all that crap because they want clicks and views. Well, how long are those clicks and views going to last before it dries up? Before your weak ass opens up a OnlyFans and starts selling, b-hole pictures for $3 a month. How long? See, it's the money's gonna dry up once their clicks and views dry up on TikTok. Then they're gonna have to jump into some other shit where they're like, DM me for content. I'm selling content. I see these people all over it, IG, TikTok, and shit, and I'm like, bro, like you side with these racist people against the rest of us. and you want that money from them, the attention, but then the attention dries up, and then now you got to sell yourself for a couple bucks and shit. Like, don't do this, people. Don't do that. Don't do. There's another way. There's another way. Let's continue on. Both my parents are mixed. Now, which side should I act like, dumbass? Right. So this is one of these MGM cats. If you're both your parents are mixed, you're mulatto. As far as I'm concerned, if they're both mulatto, you're mulatto. So you're basically part of the club. It's on you if you identify with us or not. I don't really care. I'm not trying to recruit you. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Because the people who are going to find this, they've already found it. They already know what's up. They're over on this channel. They're the ones commenting, hitting the like button. So yeah. Y'all love beefing with biracials of white moms and black fathers, while biracials of black mothers and white fathers done and said worse, freaking pathetic. Now, I didn't like his comment. I don't agree with this whole, because they're trying to put the split. This is the black guy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Trying to put this split here. He's trying to say that the ones with black moms and white fathers have done and said worse, which I don't agree. When I say I don't agree, I'm saying that, well, we both have done some questionable things, the parentage configuration, but people who are full black, who have two black parents, have done worse than anybody else anyways. It's like, what the hell? Why even bring the whole white mom or white dad into this thing? You guys got to check yourself in your own community. You're trying to project this onto us. No, no, no. And I put right here, it's a gender trick that Blackistan pushes. Black females hate white moms and black males hate white dads. I tell biracials to get away from their toxic black American culture. And then the guy puts here, because he's a black guy, right? He put Blackistan, LMFO. Obviously, if black men hated white dads, marriages would be the same. Black men, white women marriages in 2008 study. Obviously, they don't, and various studies online, interactions, narratives, isn't LOL Blackistan. It's hilarious because those are some other races are bad. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into all this because it's not even necessary. No one liked his comment. He got more views than me, 177. He puts a whole study here. I could check it out later. It's irrelevant. I already know the position because you already showed your ass. You're basically saying you're going to defend the white mom biracials because you're a black guy. So you want to get a white woman and have a kid and try to raise your kid to be black and confuse them, right? And you want to throw shade at the black women who want to have white. We already know you people in your game. We're not the same as you. And that's why you got a guy like me jumping in there. But we're not the same as you. We know you people in your game. You play that little gender divide and the parentage divide, and I'm not playing it. The weak ass biracials, I see a lot of them over on TikTok. Yeah, they'll play around with that and get their little clicks and views because they're going to be caping for blacks. Like, no one else is playing that shit with you people except for blacks. You're not going to get a white audience. The whites are, yeah. The way you get the whites is with that conservative bullshit. You grift for the conservatives and own the libs, like the Hodge twins and Sage Steele and Amala, the rest of the grifters. Yeah, that's how you get the white audience. Okay, you complain about blacks all day and complain about immigrants, talk about the libs, and you can just grift off these dummy whites and they'll pay you. You get your money, okay. But that's not what we're doing over here. That's not the shit I'm doing. It's not my market. So let me see, because I got some screenshots from some people, or actually not some people, one dude in particular. He messaged me. Let me get this. I'm trying to bring this up right here. Let me see. Let me get this. Damn. What is going on here? I want to get these because I uploaded it to a file. Man, I should have came prepared with this. I'm going to have to do a part 2 with all of this. I'm going to have to do a part 2, which that's okay. That's fine. I can do that. I'll jump back up here tomorrow or something. Yeah, because I want to go back and look at like some of the reposts that people made. It's all good. I'll just have more content, do a part two. The funny part is that black men will be the first ones to date women that says races ish, whatever. Yeah. Shout out to you, Maximus. You put, yeah, these YouTube bums disable notifications. Yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah. Joe Budden has a mulatto girlfriend from DR. Yeah, he hates Drake. Yeah, and that's very typical. And Joe Budden, he's like a light skinned dude, right? But he has to do that to fit in with blacks. Like, and the last stream I did, I talked about this old guy. I forgot his name, Elliot Wilson, I believe. He's like an old ass mulatto guy or mixed race. I don't know. His mom's Ecuadorian or some shit. And he was born in, like he said, 1971. So he's what, 55 years old right now when he's old cats. And he was sitting there laughing and ha ha ha, tragic mulatto, ha ha ha, laughing with some dark skinned guy with their white massa in the corner. And you got guys like that. Like, they're like sacrificial lambs. They will throw themselves under the bus to appease black people. And we're like, man, we got to call that shit out. That shit should not be cool anymore. We see these type of people, man. We got to like put them on notice. Like, and he's an old cat, so he's antiquated. Nobody gives a shit about him. He's only that's why he was smiling, because he's around young people. But for these younger folks, and they want to try to get a career out here, social media or podcasting or whatever the hell they're doing, and we actively see that, like the DJ Envy guy, he's getting old. He's like terrestrial radio or whatever, the whole New York little vibe with the whole, what is it, Breakfast Club, whatever. That's kind of fizzled out. People know they're basically Democratic operatives and shit, bought and paid for. But no, when we see these new cats, see these new people, and they're mulatto, they're younger, and they're caping for Bantus, and they want to throw Drake and other mulattoes on the bus. Yeah, it's on us, independent media, to hold them accountable and check their ass. Bring the information, bring the receipts, bring our arguments, challenge them, because this is no bueno. We cannot, like you said, you see this guy Joe Budden, which I know he's just a buster, but I'm not surprised he has a mulatto girlfriend from the DR. I'm not surprised, but he hates on Drake. And I'm not surprised, but he hates on Drake because he wants to fit in with the market with the dark skinned Bantus. Yeah, that's the hip hop market in the United States. You can go to other countries, man. In Poland, they got hip hop and it's dominated by whites. You go to Russia, they got hip hop. I know Vladimir Putin tried to like illegalize like American hip hop music and shit, but he still can't basically he can't really censor the underground elements within Russian society, which is all white. So it's they got white rappers in Russia and these other nations in Europe. So hip hop is a big market in these other countries. So, but in the American market, United States, yeah, it's the dark skinned Bantus, right? Who are the ones who are producing the most content, who aspire to be rappers and trappers or from the hood and all this shit. So, or what they call drill. That's a new style now. Drill, trap, music, whatever. And so, yeah, it's dominated by dark skinned Bantus, and they're rebelling against the lighter skinned mulatto man, biracial man Drake. This is really what it is at the pinnacle at the top. We all see that. But what really frustrates them when they see a light skinned mulatto woman, their preference, Big Lotto, supporting the biracial light skinned mulatto man, they get very uppity and upset about that. Right? Does it make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Okay. Yeah. You said Cruz and the Prius bumping Kendrick. If we said them darkies stay together, when all the Bantu sided with Kendrick, they would have been crying everywhere. Exactly. That's a double standard. That's exactly the double standard, right? He was the guy in the comment I read earlier was the first person to reference light skin. That's racist. Like, if a black person even mentions your skin color, that is a black racist. I just wish more of you mulattoes would call it out. Even you light skinned people. I know a lot light skins are Stockholm syndrome, right? They kind of serve, not all of you guys, but a lot of you serve under dark skinned Bantus. That's why I have to make that delineation that we're not the same. Biracial and mulatto is not the same as a light-skinned black person. It's no hate, no shade. I love you guys if you're proud to be a light-skinned person, but like, if you got to call them out though, that's the whole thing. If I see you guys, like I see light-skinned historian calls them out, I like him. I see Lester, I think Diamond, his username on YouTube. I see he calls him out. I like him. He's cool. I see Patrick call. So like, there's a lot of you guys, a few of you, I would say, that called him out. I respect you guys. You called them out. You call out the Bantu, their racism. So I respect that. But a lot of people don't call it out, and that's the issue. That's a big issue. And I call out the biracials. They don't call it out. I'm like, these are punks. These are marks. These are bitches. They're enablers, and they make it more difficult for the rest of us. As a matter of fact, I'm harder on biracials or mulattoes than anybody. You know, nobody wants to talk about that. They want to cry about, oh, the poor victims, the former slaves and shit, but they're coddled. It's like they're coddled. They got these biracial punks caping for their ass. They got the Anglos, the whites with their white guilt caping for their ass. They got the mestizos trying to act like they're blacks, caping for their ass. So it's like they're fucking highly coddled with this hip hop culture shit. They want to dance and dress and bat and sag their pants and all this shit. And like they're coddling these people and they're getting very uppity. And I'm just surprised why they're even trying mulattoes at this moment, knowing damn well that we have all the technology they have. We have the microphone, the internet connection. We can easily start a YouTube page or TikTok, whatever, and start putting material out here. And people are going to listen. They're going to tune in. They're going to start to ask questions. They're going to start to notice. The noticing is occurring. They're like, interesting. You're being financed by these entities. You're out here spreading slander and hate towards mulatto men. I just don't get why these mulatto men want to identify with them. I mean, the guys that I see that do, they got their baby mama's black. I mean, that's it. They're sitting there still trying to act cool, but it's the same with the females, right? They got black baby daddies, and it's like, okay. They're like, yeah, I'm mixed, but yeah, I mean, they serve a different community, so that's kind of where the schism occurs. But the double standard is there, like you said. They can talk about your light skin, and I don't see none of these mulattoes checking their ass. But if you say anything about darkies or their dark skin, everybody's gonna whine and cry. We know black people will cry, but black people don't pull the race card as much as the biracial baby mama. Trust me, there's people out here, ops, you can say, whatever, that are biracial baby mamas. They will be the first ones to pull the race card on a guy like me. All right. They have some vendetta or something, like, because they got their ass checked and punked prior and they can't get over it. They can't move on. So they're still like, you know, it's like they're going to be the first ones to use that like against me. And, you know, you know, it's kind of pathetic. But yeah, like I said, some of these biracials who are basically black identified or they're biracial baby mamas, black baby daddies, they're going to pull the race card more so than black people. That's a fat L, but that's the reality. I mean, this is what I've seen within even this YouTube shit for the past year or 2 years. I'm like, damn, I don't really even see black people pulling the race card shit because they're challenging us. They're challenging us for our mulatto identity or biracial identity, whatever, even our skin tone. And you clap back and match the energy. They might make some dumb little crybaby comment, but you challenge them, you kind of expose them eventually. Their logic falls flat. They just want power. They're power hungry and they're attention starved and they want proximity to their white massa. So they want to use you as a mulatto to get closer to the white massa. Once you cut off access and you challenge and check their ass, they basically fall flat. None of them can come over here and say anything. This is why my platform is afloat. They have no solid arguments. It's all the same rhetoric, the same gaslighting tactics, etc. But they deploy their biracial baby mama to do all the heavy lifting and dirty work. That's the key thing. They have these like Trojan horse infiltrators. Their biracial baby mamas be like, well, I'm biracial, I'm pro mixed, and let's do this for mixed people, blah, blah, blah. And then she's got black kids by a black dude, right? And she's always going to serve and cater to black men, not the females, because the biracial baby mama is competing against the black female, but she needs protection in the black community from black females. So she gets with the dark-skinned black male. This is the game. We're going to get way more into it. If more of these bitches run their stupid mouth and want to challenge me, we're going to get way more into that. Okay, if you're a baby mama, shut up and go elsewhere. This is not the spot for you. It's interesting that some men in that community don't like mixed race men but prefer mixed race women. It's not some, Al. It's a lot. It's literally the modus operandi. They've had this kind of gravy train operation going on for years, over a decade. We look at all these rappers, all these like the Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, the guy just mentioned, Joe Budden, who hates Drake. You have the Migos guy, Offset. You have so many rappers. Even I heard Rick Ross has a mixed race baby mama. Dark skinned rappers who don't like the light skinned men. Even look at P. Diddy. P. Diddy was talking shit about Chris Brown, saying he's light skinned. I don't like his light skinned ass. Remember that, guys? P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Who was his girl, his like mistress or whatever? Cassie. She's a Blaxican. She's mixed race, half black, half Mexican. This is a modus operandi with them, the dark skinned Bantu. They have a mixed race partner or baby mama or whatever, but they don't like the men. Like, and my whole thing is to the men, I'm sitting there like, you guys see what's going on. Why do you accept it? Why don't you challenge them more? The opportunity is here. Like, you guys want to continue. Some guys are like, let me go to the DR and just okay, yeah, go to DR too, bro. I've been there. It's all good, man. But you got to come back to reality unless you want to retire over there. Okay, I get it, but it's the same shit. You got Bantus going to the DR, taking their money, and they're they're doing the same crap over there they're doing over here. And you have it to where even the DR, now you got Haitians who are doing that. The same thing, dark skinned Bantu Haitians who are getting Dominican women. They're going to be talking shit on the Dominican men, but they like the Dominican women. It's like, bro, you're not going to escape. You got to eventually stand up and fight and challenge it. So these guys who think they can just run away to a different island and just like find their dream princess, hey man, I'm go for it. Go for it. It's all good, bro. I'm not hating on you. I want you to win. It's all you, but just the running away shit, it's not you gotta eventually challenge this type of stuff out here, bro. Because in a DR, they're doing the same crap, man. You got these African American passport pookies going over there doing the same shit. When I was in Dominican Republic, I told the story on one of my live streams. There was some like Haitian American guy who was talking crap about me. And of course, I had to talk some crap back. But I'm the racist. Okay, good, good. You fucking Bantus ain't punking me out here. Okay. If I got to have that racist title, okay, but I'm going to report your guys' racism as I do every day. And of course, this Bantu, who's a Haitian American, he had a white girl with him. He was talking slick about me and I talked back, but he had a white American girl. And this is how it is. They're going down there and spreading their Bantu pathology down there. And when I was in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, similar thing happened. I was sitting down there in a restaurant eating dinner with Beatrice Boina, Parda Mulata lady on the beach, and there was like a black American guy who was mouthing off talking. I had to talk some shit back. So it's like you go to these countries, you're gonna have black American passport pookies down there who are gonna spread the same type of toxicity and rhetoric down there, where they're pro Latin women, pro white women, pro mixed women, but they're anti mixed men. That's what some of these guys like. They gotta like wake up and smell the coffee. Like, I've done the traveling shit for you. I'm reporting the news. I'm letting you know. I'm telling you. Like, you think you're gonna run away? It's gonna be paradise down there. But the passport pookies are already going down to those places, and they're spreading their poison. They're pushing the same rhetoric they push here. They're the same shit. They don't like the mixed men, but they like the mixed women. And a lot of these mixed men, they're punks or cowards. Like, they're not checking the dudes. That's what it is. They want to blame the women. It's the American light skinned woman, American mixed woman. I'm like, what are you guys? You guys are not standing up for yourself. You're not developing anything, setting something up. Why the hell would the women respect you? You're a bum. You're a punk. You're making 20K a year. You have nothing to offer these females. Why would they respect you? If she did respect you, then yeah, I would look at her sideways. Like I look at these fucking baby mamas, a lot of these losers. They picked the wrong dudes. You picked the wrong dude. You want to be black so bad. So you get the darkest guy you can find. So you can have dark skinned kids that are darker than you because you hate being a light skinned mixed woman. Yeah, we're going to go there. And you get a dark skinned guy. He plays your ass, punks you. And now you're a baby mama. And it's like, yeah, that's a fat fucking L. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not going to be nice about it. Okay. The simps, they'll be nice about it. Go over there with them. Okay. I don't say anything about incels. After some of these guys went off, I just say I feel sorry for them and move on. South Africa, flag in the bio, probably a dark skinned Bantu jealous of colored community in his country. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of colored people who cape for Bantus as well, which is pretty pathetic and bad. I see it on social media. I see it on TikTok. There's colored people like, yeah, I'm colored. I'm proud to be colored, but they cape for Bantus. I'm like, oh man, you're not the type of colored person I want to work with, bro. I don't want to support your business and fly to your country and like buy you dinner, buy you drinks, and just help, see what you got going on. I don't even want to do business with you, bro. When I see that you cape for Bantus, I'm just, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. It's just too cowardly. I'm not with it. But I seen it on TikTok. I got some good colored people over here who they call a spade a spade. I had a gentleman, Elroy Swartz from South Africa. He's jumped on this panel on this page a couple times, and he holds Bantus accountable, so I respect him. But yeah, on TikTok, I've seen some of them, some of the coloreds who really cape for Bantus and shit. And it's like, and then these colored people who do that, like they're working for white companies, white product. It's like, man, you're getting money from whites talking about colonialism and the whites are so bad and like caping for Bantus. Like you're trying to get the audience, I guess. You're pulling the whole Tyla routine because Tyla started out good, but I guess she wants like the Black American audience or something. So she's playing this whole I'm actually a black woman thing. It's like, okay, I can't. Yeah, started out good, but yeah. Nicki was agitated when Lotto and Cardi collabed. Yeah, because those are two mixed women, Lotto and Cardi. And Nicki, I think she's kind of mixed, right? I think she has like a or ad mixture. She's from Trinidad. I think she has something like going on, like Indian DNA or something. One of her parents. You guys can fill me in. But there's skin bleaching rumors with her, Nicki Minaj. People are saying, well, of course, the plastic surgery, all these hoes. I mean, in the hip hop, when I'm saying all these hoes, I'm saying all the hoes, the hip hop, like especially right here. Nicki Minaj, BBL, the tetas. Okay. Same thing with Lotto, BBL, the breast. Cardi B looks like a fucking cartoon character. She got a not even just a BBL, she got like a Megatron BBL. Looks like a cartoon character. Looks very weird. And then of course the boobs. So like all the women you mentioned on this the comment here, they all got like breast implants and BBLs, plastic surgery. So when I say all these hoes, I'm not saying all women in general. Let me stand corrected. I'm just saying these hip hop females. Let me rephrase it. Yeah, they all got like plastic surgery. So, I don't know where the hell I went off with that, but you said Nikki was agitated with the Lotto or Cardi. Yeah, because Nikki, like I said, she's like probably an ad mix black, probably has some Indian, DNA or whatever, East Indian. She's from Trinidad. I don't know. And Big Lotto is clearly ambiguous, mulatto, biracial woman. And then Cardi B, clearly ambiguous. People are saying she's like Afro Latino. They don't know what the hell she is. I think she's a Dominican parent and a Puerto Rican parent. She's American. She's from the Bronx, right? But she's more so ambiguous, more so Latina identified because that's her cultural background. But people don't know what the hell. She's not black. She's mulatto. I don't know what the hell she is. Cardi B. All I know is now she's a baby mama from a dark skinned Bantu from the Migos, and she got a lot of plastic surgery. She looks like a cartoon character. She got some good raps though. I'm not gonna lie. I think Cardi B. I like her intonation, her energy, and some of her raps. She's got some attitude. I like that about her. I don't like her past. She's like drug dudes and set dudes up to rob them so she can pay for her studio time to make her little hip hop songs and records and shit when she was a stripper. Like, and she publicly said this crap. Like, she's a straight criminal. Like, so I hate that about her. That's like the shit they're doing in the Colombia. And I was in Colombia, and that's what kind of freaked me out before I went over there. I watched a bunch of videos, but they're talking these dudes who kind of like who are like asking for trouble or they're dealing with the wrong company. They'll deal with some of these chicks and then they'll get like drugged and robbed. Like it's crazy. A lot of that happens in Colombia. But Cardi B was doing that shit in New York, in the Bronx, you know, as a stripper, drugging dudes and robbing them. It's like, man, and then like they want to act like she's so nice and she's a woman and she can get away with this shit. That's why a lot of these people can get away with this crap because of this notion that they're like just nice little butterflies. Let me move on. You put I just avoid them and move, yeah. The real secret is that they don't find black women attractive, especially dark-skinned black women. They don't want to lose access to mulattas. That is the key thing right there. They don't want to lose access to mulattas. And they do it, they demasculinize mulatto men, and using the one drop rule. Oh, you light skinned nigga, you weak, you a light skinned nigga. But they prefer the light skinned mulatto woman. And when the light skinned mulatto woman doesn't prefer them, they punish her by demonizing her, slandering her name. They did that with Sage Steele. They do that with Doja Cat. They do that with Meghan Markle. They do that with every mulatto who doesn't prefer them. Holly Berry is another one because she married a white guy, has a family with them. They try to punish these women for not dealing with a darker skinned Bantu, right? Yeah, but they don't want to lose access to that woman. But they're hypersensitive people. I'm pointing out here. They're very sensitive. When they see Miss Mulatto supporting, a guy like Drake, they're very sensitive. That's when their racism starts to show. So I have a bunch of like reposts. Someone tagged me earlier. I'm gonna do this another stream and cover all that stuff. So I'll make this like a part 1, whatever. I'll do another stream because like they show their racism. I didn't really get to get into it with some of those comments on the thread, but they show their racism when they see mulattoes that support each other. It's not just dark skinned black people, it's brown and light monoracials too. Yeah, they identify as black. They're not allies to mulattoes. Yeah. This guy put darkies taught me to be colorist. Interesting. Vanguard, that guy Minnie on X is married to a mixed woman. Mimi, excuse me, Mimi. You said Mimi. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because a lot of the Bantus are, and that's their preference. Look at Kendrick Lamar. He says, not like us, not like us. He didn't say him, Drake. He not like us. They said they not like us. Who's they? Who is he implying they? His wife? Or not even his wife. He's a degenerate. It's his baby mama. He didn't marry the woman because the woman cheated on him and then he cheated on her multiple times. He goes to like, Denmark. He had it in one of his rap songs. He goes to Denmark and sleeps with white women, cheats on his mixed queen, and so like you know, and Kendrick Lamar, he has a whole song, Not Like Us. And it's like, bro, like who are you talking about? Your fucking baby mama? She's not like you? Oh no, they're talking about the Canadian. But guess what? That Canadian's got a black American father. And there's video evidence of him singing Lauryn Hill songs when he was like 9 years old. These dumbass Bantus can't say a damn thing. They'll chirp online and talk, but they expose their racism. See, they think they're doing something by promoting me or talking about me. Oh, he's bald headed and short and he's anti black. But we're exposing all of you fucking savages. We're all going to build our networks and platforms off of all of you. We're exposing your racism. You're anti mulatto. You're anti straight biracial man. Yeah, we're exposing you. Yeah, it's you that's a racist. You're the dark skinned black female supremacist. You're the racist. You're anti white women. You're anti biracial. You're the racist. You're a heterophobe. You're the racist. Now we're exposing you. Yeah. And we're all going to grow. Our platforms are going to grow for it. We're not losing sleep over it. They voice be so deep and got bass in it. Their wealth will drop to zero. Yeah. That's because they give all their money away to like Asians, right? Marrying a black woman is their biggest nightmare. You're talking about the dark skinned Bantu. Yeah, they prefer like a mulatto or a mestiza female. They love mulattoes because they get access to women like Lotto while was saying, oh, yeah, and that's the game, the gimmick they play. Like they want to weaponize the one drop rule to get access to the mulattoes. And I follow a lot of mulatto pages. I mean, that's kind of my work here, right? So it's on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, and they sure as hell are good at gassing up mulattas, and they can like a mulatta can just do a live stream on TikTok and just not do a damn thing. Just have not talk about anything or cover anything. Just push the live button and just have her face in the camera. You have a bunch of dark skinned Bantus that are jumping that live. And it's like, and I don't see that we're like with white women or other groups, even Latinas. If it's a Latina that has a live stream, she'll have kind of a mix, maybe mostly Latino guys, and people interact with her, talk about life or the environment, business, whatever. But specifically, I see these mulattoes who have go on live and they're not doing shit. They're clipping their fingernails or whatever the hell they're doing. And it's like dark skinned Bantus gas them up in the comments. And I've been seeing that for a minute just being on TikTok, especially TikTok, that platform. So they don't have to do shit. They'll have the dark because that they're their preference. And it's cool. They can convince the women they're black. And some of these women, they'll even say that I'm just light skinned black. I'm like, I'm looking at her like, bro, you're a mulatto. You got a white mom. Like, how are you black? You got a white mom. But they'll pretend that they're black. And that's cool. That's fine. I'm just counting down, waiting. And I'm analyzing. Okay, once you become a baby mama by one of them, man, I do not want to see you push this pro mix shit. I really don't. Please don't. Please don't. Because you kind of already chose the reality. Like you thought yeah. When they have a child with a Latina, white, Asian, or mulatto, they want to feel a sense of pride, especially if it's a daughter, especially if the child has long hair. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they got issues. They got big issues, man. They project it on us, and I'm not having it. Because it's feminine for girls to be light and have soft hair. A lot of dark skinned women call Chris Brown colorist because he dates mixed race women. I know. Exactly. That's how they are. And the same dark skinned women, they're all a bunch of racist and colorists because they publicly tell mixed and light skinned men that they don't like light skinned guys, that they want dark skinned guys. Like this is their reputation. So they should be the last people complaining. This is their reputation online is saying how they want a chocolate guy, want a dark skinned guy. And I've never cared. I remember one day, and if I want to tell the story, I'll probably just pass, whatever. But like they publicly let it be known. They'll even, if you ask them, they'll even tell you publicly, like they want, oh, I want the chocolate. They like to prefer the dark skin guy. And I've never cared. I'm like, yeah, you're a dark skin. I don't care. You want, the dark skin dude. That makes sense. But when the light skinned guy, like a Chris Brown, wants a light skinned woman, the same people they cry colorism. I'm like, why do you take them seriously with the whole colorism thing? They're the biggest colorist and racist on the planet. They hate light skinned men. They hate biracial men. They hate biracials with white moms. Like, why do you take them seriously? I don't get it. They're not paying you. Why deal with them? Afro think tank. He's also light skinned. He did make a video saying that biracial you always has been accepted. Whenever dark skin say something about your skin tone, just ignore it. Just be a punk and a bitch. But why don't you as a light skin or biracial talk about their dark skin? They're gonna cry and complain for the next 500 years. Look when Drake talked about little Kenny trying to rap, trying to get the slaves free. They're not gonna forget that. They're always whining and crying about that. Oh, he's Canadian. He doesn't understand the culture, the pro Taylor Swift dark skin culture. He doesn't understand, right? So yeah, they're not gonna get over it. But you have this light skinned savior, this Afro think tank. I don't think much about him. I don't care. He's a Pan Africanist. Don't care. He's not mulatto. He's a light skinned black guy. He's light skinned black. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, he's not mulatto. He's not one of us. I don't care. I really have no commentary to even or response. I don't even care. He's not even a part of the discussion. He identifies with Bantus. Tell him to have fun. If you're less than 50% black, you're not black. I remember in his dark skinned guys be so offended when I would only talk to MLS men and try to get me not to talk to them by starting to call me a colorist. They're trying to shame you. Princess Nora, they're trying to shame you from trying to deal with light skinned MLS men. Yeah, they want to shame women to get some tail. That's what they do. and they'll complain and they'll cry about how when they were younger, their mama, they always throw the black woman under the bus. Their single mama, they'll complain and say, "My mama was colorist. My mama used to make fun of me being dark skinned." That they always throw their black mama under the bus to get sympathy from other people, right? But yeah, I'm surprised people listen to them. Like I said in the other stream, like they're big scammers. They're really good at tricking and scamming. I mean, they trick these biracials thinking you're a part of their group. They make these biracials think that you're black just like them. You're a part of their group. They trick you guys. I mean, they're really good at scamming. They've done a really good job. Black woman masculine because of a few. So I'm surprised that black woman wants to look like mixed white Asian Latina to get black males. Yeah. And that's even with like the whole exoticals thing. The exoticals, they're just competing with black women for the attention of black males. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever get it twisted. All that exotical shit, all these the admixed blacks who say they're exotical and all this shit, they're competing with black women. These are all black women. Those of us men who are astute, who've been around long enough in the quote unquote MLS space, who have analyzed the kind of arguments, like all that is with the exoticals and the unambiguous women and the ambiguous women, all that shit. These are both black identified women, whether they're mixed or not. They're competing with each other for the attention and validation of black males. So if you are a biracial man, if you are straight, you are a biracial man, don't even entertain those characters. If they got the little exotical in their username or whatever, they are fighting with black women to get the attention from black males. They want to be baby mamas from black males. That's all it is. These are two different groups of females fighting each other to get black male validation. So if you're a biracial man, if those people, they got to either cash app you, support you, hit your like button, watch your shit. Don't endorse them or support them. Are they supporting you? Are they cash apping you, endorsing you? No. Okay. Why are you doing it to them? Don't. Because they're fighting with black women. It's not your battle. They're fighting with black women because they want access to black men. They want that simp incel market. That's what it is. They want that market. They want that number. They want the numbers. They see how these grifters jump over there in the black manosphere, and they got these like, was it Shay Sade and Just Pearly Things and what was the other cat, the gal, what was her name, Melanie King, I think her name is. Like they see that how these ladies can jump up in there in a black male space and they can get cash apps. Jessica X, remember her? Getting all these cash apps from these motherfucking simps. So that all that exotical shit is, that's all it is. Okay. They want the attention from black men. Okay. And they're competing with dark skinned, unambiguous black women for access to black men. That's all it is. If you're a biracial dude, you fucking figure it out, man. You don't have to like me, but figure it out. All right. Yeah, the Hodge twins. Yeah, they're those dudes. They don't look black to me. On a Joe Budden podcast, everybody jumps on the guy ish because he defends Drake. There's a video of basketball fan hating on Jason Tatum for having a mulatto girlfriend. Yeah, what was her name? The you said who is a R&B singer? Yeah, yeah, yeah. LMA. You put right here, LMA. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't like see that's a mulatto couple, mulatto love. I promote them sometimes. I think I posted them before on my other channel. I like them. I like LMA. I like her a lot. She's a good artist. I banged a mulatto chick before. Listen to some LMA. She actually introduced me to LMA. I didn't even know who LMA was until this chick put that music on. The boot up song. Okay, LMA is cool. So that's some mulatto love right there. And yeah, so I like LMA, yeah, and her partner is a mulatto dude. See, they don't like that. That's what I'm saying. Like they have these public relationships where they're expressing their preference for each other. They attack that. They've done that with the Currys for a minute. For a long time, they've been attacking either Aisha or they attack Steph Curry. But that's what I'm saying. Like With Alicia Keys, she's kind of more low key, so they don't really say anything about Swiss Beats Alicia Keys. But nah, I know with the Currys, because Steph Curry is a top dog. When you're the top dog, you have all the publicity, notoriety, so they attack him his relationship. And then they got LMA, and then Jason Tatum's kind of a top dog now too, right? He's a championship level. He's winning shit in the NBA, and they see he's got a mulatto partner, and see they don't like that. I've seen these comments from these racist bantus for years where they're talking about, I don't trust mulattoes who have a mulatto partner. They don't trust two mulattoes together. They've been saying this shit, this rhetoric for years now. So I'm late to the game. I've only been jumping up here commenting on this stuff for the past 3 years. But they've been talking this shit for a minute, hating on mulattoes, showing other mulattoes love. Crazy work, and you still think you're a part of their group. It's just crazy work. Yeah, shout out to LMA. I like her. She's got good music. His first baby mama mix two. I don't know who the guy you're talking about. I like Patrick better because he doesn't filter and hold back anything. He just, yeah, he's talking about the YouTube channel, Patrick. Yeah, he's cool. I like that cat. Yeah, and he's working out. He's lifting weights. He's on camera. You know, talking about the xenomorphs and shit. I mean, they call you people the spawn of Satan. They call mixed people with white moms evil. I'm just so surprised. I respect Patrick because he's bold. And I respect that's masculine posture. There's some bitch ass Canadian pussy named Crybrid. He's trying to like frame it that, I'm a racist and that Patrick's a racist because we call a spade a spade. But Crybrid's a little pussy bitch who's never on camera, who talks all this shit about every other self respecting biracial or mixed man who's challenging the rhetoric out here. See, he's hiding behind his little computer and doing little AI and meme generators. And, I'm saying is this coward shit, but he's trying to frame it that we're like racist and anti-black. And it's like, to me and another cat, Patrick, we don't give a fuck. We've been seeing the rhetoric that these actual racists have been talking about mulattoes and light-skinned people for years. And now we're challenging their ass. And now people have a problem with it because I refer to them as the racists as Bantus, or Patrick will call them xenomorphs. That's the language he uses. And it's like, well, yeah, you're not gonna like disrespect us and talk about us negatively for all these years and expect us to just be quiet. But you're always gonna have some pussy ass biracial bitch like Crybrid, weak ass up there in Canada, crying and complaining, trying to put down another mulatto man because he's too much of a weak coward. That you're always gonna run into that. Tatum has a white grandmother. He likes, you said white GMA. Yeah, he likes mulattoes because his mother is one. Yeah. Tatum mostly dated white and mulattoes in his dating history. He got two baby moms, and both of them are mulatto. I don't know the whole story of if you're talking about Tatum. I don't know the whole story. Just checking out your comments. Jason Tatum also stayed loyal to Drake. He's a real one. I think Kevin Durant did as well. He's not mulatto, Kevin Durant. He's a black man, but not, like I say, man, because there's integrity there, loyalty. So that's respectable. So I'm gonna give you respect. You look at LeBum James, right? Turning on Drake just because part of this dark skin alliance. It's like that shit's so corny, man. You guys are getting exposed, man. Lack of integrity. You're racist, dark skin racist. You guys are getting exposed, man. And even your own children are exposing your weak ass. That's a sad part. You know, you got these biracials jumping up here exposing your black ass. That's sad. That's an L. And how can any other race of man respect you? These whites, these Asians, do they want to invest with you? Do they want to invest in your business? I mean, I'd love to see it. These Arabs, they don't want to invest in you, your own offspring, your own children. They're not even gonna like respect your ass. That's an L. Tatum is very close to Drake's circle. You put Cassie at Quadroon. I don't know, man. I think you say Quadroon. Isn't she like Blaxican? Her name's Ventura. Her mom is black and her dad's like Mexican, if I'm not mistaken. Mulattoes are the main reason these Bantus always attack our community. If mulattoes were not their sexual preference, they wouldn't care. Yeah, they wouldn't give a shit about us. It's the same with like, they don't have as much heat for Latinos as they do us or Asians. You see all these passport bros, they go to Thailand, right? And of course, they're going to be messing with nothing but Thai women. But I don't, the Bantus aren't like infiltrating Thai circles and talking crap about the Thai men, right? And they're not really doing that so much with white women or Hispanic women, etc., but with mulattoes. See, because they see a guy like me, they know that there's a lot of mulatto women who like what I'm saying and all the platforms they're going to support. And they're threatened by that. That's why when they saw I'm talking about this topic where they see Miss Mulatto, who's doing the owl emojis, supporting Drizzy, and they're getting very uppity about it. They don't like that. Just like you mentioned, they don't like when they see Jason Tatum and LMA. Yeah, they get very, very upset about that. And that's why they're trying to infiltrate the community. And they use the biracial baby mama as a proxy. They put a battery in her back. They give her status in the black community, but they have to attack us. That's why the biracial baby mama, she could do her little gay ass like celebrity gossip bullshit, whatever, but she'll always turn back and try to slander a biracial man to gain sympathy points with Blackistan. It's always that way. They can't just go do their own content and run around and do their own shit. They always have to turn back and find a biracial man to slander, to look good in front of black people. This is the biracial baby mama I'm talking about, right? And that's the Bantus weaponize them and set them up to attack us in our community. Yeah, it's like that Trojan horse. They're going to use the biracial baby mama to do that. You put Cassie, she's half Filipina, half Mexican or black skin. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. You could be right. I don't know the woman. I don't care. I mean, she was messing with the Bantu guy, uh, P. Diddy, and that turned me off enough. I just didn't even care. I'm not interested. I don't deal with chicks like that. Don't care. Tatum is the most hated player in the NBA. Yeah, because he's a light skinned dude, of course. He really doesn't have a big ego. Yeah, well, he's light skinned. You know, the Bantus are jealous. They're calling it the National Biracial Association NBA. Yeah, the Bantus are upset because they're getting outperformed in hip hop and sports. And there's no going back. Like, they can only, this black shit, they can only pull that. Like, who else? And the pro wax are trying to call themselves Indians and shit today. They're Aboriginal. They're not from Africa. There were no slave ships. They're the real indigenous rulers of America. So like they don't even want to be black. And so who are they going to pull this black shit on? It only works on like women, be honest with you, nowadays. Just hood boogers, OF models, IG thoughts, and weak ass, punk ass biracials who, you know, don't have any balls. The man I'm talking about, like who does that work on, that whole black card shit? Like what do you get from it? What do you get? Like that's what I'm trying to think. The pull rank and shit. I'm blacker than you. Fuck you, ho. Yeah, you are blacker than me. Go over there and shut the fuck up and sit down. I'll let you know when I'm ready to deal with you. Like, who does that work on? I'm blacker than you. Yeah, I got more street cred. Okay, yeah. What? Who does that work on? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That doesn't mean anything today. They act like this is like 2010 or something, 15 years ago with that pro wax shit about that time before that whole Black Panther came out. That was kind of the height. Black Panther came out 2018, I think, right? That was the height. But that stuff fell off drastically, man. I mean, even with this whole Kendrick shit, if you still got some weak ass biracials bumping Kendrick, man, it's just you're going out sad. That stuff fell off way. They're letting you know right now you're not a part of their tribe. I have no idea why you're still playing games. Yeah, the Tatum guy. Yeah, they don't like him. Yeah, because he's light skinned, mixed presenting man. Yeah, that's how it works with them. They're colorists. What do you expect? You said Tatum is hated because Bantus push a narrative that he is corny and soft. But we all know it stems from anti-light skin propaganda. Yeah, they say he's corny and soft, but he's beaten dark skinned Bantu. So who's corny? Is it the corny guy that and they want to glamorize losing, being a loser, being a slave, being colonized, being oppressed, like Kendrick Lamar. They try to glamorize being a fucking loser, being colonized and shit. But you have a light-skinned man like Tatum who's winning on the court, but they're gonna call him corny. Like that doesn't make sense. Who? How are you corny when you're winning? Like who's buying into this shit? But Kendrick Lamar, he's not corny. He's hugging on Taylor Swift. He's singing like Negro spirituals, proud fucking slave. He's not corny. No, he's the black messiah. He's from the hood. He's from Compton, don't you know? He's from Compton. He's from the hood. He's a dark-skinned Bantu, see? This is all colorism and anti-mulatto racism. Who else is calling this shit out? And people will tell you, oh, you're one-sided, mulatto vanguard. See, you don't got no smoke for the white side. You only want to talk about the blacks. Well, I mean, I'm sorry if blacks are talking about mulattoes. They're hating on Miss Mulatto and Drizzy, showing love. I'm sorry. I'm just reporting the news. No, I'm not sorry. Fuck you. Deal with it. Go cry to your white massa. Nah, we're reporting the news now. You guys have been too cocky, running up in here, social media, slandering our name. Nah, we're reporting the news. We see what you people are doing. They think that men look feminine if they not dark skinned. I don't know who's they. I don't know who they are. Because the rest of the world, you go anywhere, it doesn't matter. In Latin America, in Europe, in Asia, if you're a light skinned dude, I mean, just just you have options. I mean, just get out of the black community. I don't get it. And even if you want to travel, I advise you, sure, travel. But even in America, travel in America too. Get out of the black community. Okay. For guys like Angry Man, see, he built his whole social media platform, his whole following off of black people. So he's kind of stuck. He kind of caters to them because they'll give him cash apps and shit and super chats and shit. His whole audience is black men, but he understands the reality that they're all racist. Not all, but a lot. Let me rephrase that. A lot of them, they're racist. They're anti-light skin, they're anti-biracial, anti-mulatto. They're racist. They're colorist and racist. So, but his whole branding on social media, his whole audience, that's them. So he's kind of stuck. He has to cater to them and kind of beg them for cash apps and super chats to support his shit, right? Like my whole thing is I'm not developing any of my social media. I don't cater to those people. I say that every day. Like they're not my people. I don't claim them. I don't identify with them. I'm not a part of their tribe. They've made that very clear to me. This is even before my own epiphany moment or my own soul searching or journey. They let you know every day. So it's very easy for me, like with my branding and my marketing, what I'm doing. It's not for them. They have other channels they can go to. But with Angry Man, he's kind of stuck because he knows the reality with the whole Drake shit. He's kind of waking up with this whole light skin shit, and he realizes that he has racist people who support, who are part of his channel, his branding and stuff. Racist, black supremacist, colorist and shit. So I went on a whole tangent there, but you put right here, yeah, they think men that look feminine, they're not dark skinned. Yeah, I don't know. Because like I said, and I'm going to go back because I said, if you're a light skinned man, just get out of the black community. Like, that's it. And you go to other communities, you'll be good. Go to Latino communities. Find mixed people then to network with. You guys are already doing that. You listen to my shit. You connect with my audience. I got mulattoes here. They're proud to be mulatto. You're connecting with us over here. You're already doing that, but even off the internet in the real world, just go to other communities. Get the hell out of this shithole community where they're racist and colorist and they're anti-mulatto. Get away from them and go to other places because you're going to be favored. You go to Europe. You're going to be favored. You go to Asia. You're going to be favored. You go to Caribbean and South America. Isn't that what they cry about? The dark-skinned supremacists, they cry about colorism. In Spain, they're racist and colorist. In Italy, they're like, they cry about that. Go to the places where the dark-skinned Bantu cries about racism, colorism. You're going to have the advantage in those places, right? See, they're okay with colorism as long as the dark skin is being praised, right? When a dark skin's being praised and a dark skin's they're okay with colorism then. It's only when they can't benefit from colorism, that's when they whine and cry. So my advice to you is to analyze their videos where they're crying. Like I did a video I talked about, or I did a response where was the Passport Bro guy. His name is Austin Holloman, I believe it is. And he was talking about how in Brazil, he's telling his Passport Pookie followers, don't go to Argentina or don't go to, I forgot what city in Brazil he's talking about. Don't go there if you want like a Afro Latina because they're trying to marry out. They're trying to deal with non-black guys, right? Those are the places you as a light-skinned guy got to go to. That's why I think Austin Holloman, he went to Kenya. Yeah, good. Be black. You're black. Mind your black business. Go to Kenya. That's a good choice. But see, he tried to go to Latin America country and push that pro-black shit, but pro-black man, not pro-black female, right? Because they're pro-black males, but they want Latin women or mixed women, right? So he tried that, and some of these places didn't work because the mixed women, they prefer non-black men in those countries. They'll do everything like, yeah, they prefer you over, these other guys. So yeah, let me continue on. Kim Porter was biracial. Her son Quincy Brown is 60% black. Tyla made a mistake. Tyla had international potential. If she identifies with Black America, I'm not interested in Tyla anymore. Bantus harassed Tyla until she ultimately folded under pressure, and they still hate her, by the way. Yeah, they still hate her. Yeah, it's the same thing with Miss Mulatto. Look at Miss Mulatto. I'm gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna read some of the replies. They still hate her. That's the crazy. They're calling her a mutt. I think Kodak Black called her a mutt because she won an award a couple years ago. Like, they're calling her a half breed, a biracial with a white mom. They still hate that woman, but she changed her whole fucking stage name just to appease the racist Black Americans. That is crazy. And they still hate her. And she changed her name. So it doesn't matter what you do. It does, your delivery, your package, you can placate to them, be nice. That's why people cry. Like, especially if you're biracial and you have a fucking word to say about me, just don't even show up around here. I'm just gonna block your weak ass. Okay. Like I say, especially if you're biracial. If you're black, I might entertain you, whatever, or debate or whatever. I don't care. But if you're biracial and you identify as black and you don't like my tone or delivery, don't show your face up around here, because I'll use you for content. I'll block your weak ass and get you up out of here, because you better fucking know better. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You could be the nicest butterfly, the nicest person on the block. They're still going to find a reason to hate your ass. And if you haven't figured this out yet, 2025, I don't know what to tell you. Miss Mulatto literally changed her whole name to be in good graces with that community. And she showed love to Drake. Look what they're doing. All the racist rhetoric. It's insane how all the evidence is right in front of you, but people still act stupid. And I just don't have time for it. Vin Diesel made a film multi-facial when he went to audition for a black role. They said they're looking for someone with Wesley Snipes type, which also explains why there are a lot of dark-skinned men actors. Yeah. Yeah, Wesley Snipes is like the dark-skinned hero for them, right? Nikki is a quarter Indian. Yeah. You said Drake is mostly white. He's not a black. So I don't know why he tries to act black, but yeah, he's figuring it out. He's figuring all that out right now. Don't try to act black. You're going to say you're not like us. They're going to get some weak ass little short black with his mixed baby mama and try to call him the Black Messiah. And these blacks are going to pretend like Kendrick is so much better than Drake. They're fucking full of shit. No one's bumping their head, listening to Kendrick's music, bro. That dude's music is weak. Like, we're going to intellectualize, and he's talking about the real history and American. And it's like, it's so weak. It's weak cornball shit. Black people who actually got some swag, they're fucking with Drake, bro. LeBron, see, because he's a paid operative, he's owned by China and the small hats, he's paid off. He's a complete corporate shill, boule, paid off LeBron. So it's obvious why he switched up, because he went with the industry. He went with UMG. He went with the whole industry apparatus, the whole campaign. So he's bought and paid for. He could be bought and paid for. So, and Drake was kind of stupid enough to get a tattoo of that fool on his arm. What type of shit is that? That was a dumbass mistake by Drake. It's kind of a moist mistake as well. You get a tattoo, but I don't know. He thought that dude was like his day one or some shit. He's, because Drake likes basketball, has been following LeBron for years. I don't know. He got a tattoo of the guy. I don't know, man. I wouldn't recommend that shit. Kobe Bryant didn't like light-skinned dudes too. Other NBA players, there's a lot of racism. Yeah, in the NBA, like, that's the thing. There was a post as well that where this guy and other black people, like I said, they're starting to call out these racist blacks. Where this guy was like, "Oh, look at all these light skins in the NBA." Like, just a couple days ago, someone made a post, and it's like, these are the same blacks who have like white partners and they have mixed kids. and they're complaining because the mixed kids are outshining the dark skinned Bantus. Like, what the hell did they expect, right? Like I said, it's an L for them because their own children aren't even going to identify with them. Their own children are going to develop their own spaces, develop their own tribes, build their own networks, and build their own legacies. They're going to be the man of the house. That's an L. And then they're not going to identify with their Bantu father. And they fucked up. I mean, that's such an L on them. There's no other race of man where like that's honorable. It doesn't happen within Asian communities, white communities, other communities. It doesn't happen. But with the black community, they want that to be the standard. Hey, these men, they have options. They're not going to take a shitty deal from a dark skinned Bantu and a biracial baby mama. They're not taking shitty deals from you people. You're going to be pushed to the side and forgotten about. And those of us over here, we're going to develop something uniquely different. We're going to thrive. We're not going anywhere. You don't have to like me. Okay, stay hating, ho. You're going to still watch me, bitch. You're still going to watch and get my watch hours up in algorithm. You're still going to recommend me, give me publicity. Even if it's bad, you're going to share my shit. More people are going to learn about me. It's only going to grow because they cannot connect with Latina culturally. They like mulattoes because they act black culturally. Yeah, a lot of mulattoes do. Like Miss Mulatto does that. And even when I was over there in Costa Rica, I hollered at some mulatto there, and she's American. She was a tourist like me on vacation, right? And she had her dark skinned friend, but I hollered at the mulatto, and I can kind of tell she was a little arrogant and shit. But I was like, yeah, I can tell she was that type that tried to act like black and shit to fit in with blacks, and yeah, whatever, good for her, whatever. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. There's too many mulattoes and there's too many mulattoes out here. What the fuck? Like, I don't care. If that's the path you want to have fun. Don't care. Especially in Jamaica, we have people who has Asian admixture and Indian admixture, and we don't have interracial laws like North America did. Interesting, yeah. In Europe, specifically in France, we got the Muslim West African men trying to connect with Moroccan women on some we all Muslim type. Meanwhile, they own women Muslim too. It's funny, you notice that, yeah. And they're using their religion as like a scapegoat. Yeah, it's typical Bantu behavior. Yeah, they do that in France. They do that in England. They do that in South America, the Caribbean, North America. They do that everywhere. Some guy put in a comment my last stream was how it was like a specifically Bantu kind of phenomena, how they prefer other races of women besides their own. It's a Bantu specifically, where Ethiopian men, Nilotic men will prefer women of their tribe. Other racial groups and African groups will prefer women of their tribe, but specifically the Bantu, when you analyze their pathology, they'll prefer women outside of their tribe, not even within their group. And then they'll try to claim a biracial woman as being part of their race or their tribe. Like, and the woman's got a whole white mom. Like, look at Tariq Nasheed. He's the FBA kingpin grifter, Tariq Fraud Sheed, right? The FBA proud slaves. And it's like this guy's got a biracial partner with a white mom. He doesn't have an FBA woman as a part. And you sit there, you analyze this, like, this doesn't make sense. How the hell are you pro-black when your partner has a white mom? How are you pro-black? Can someone make sense of like this is the Bantu pathology, and this is what they spread. Like Kendrick Lamar, the blacker the berry, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Kendrick Lamar, look at his baby mama Whitney, literally a white woman with like 20% African. That's what she looks like, man. She looks mostly white, but she's mixed, right? And it's just she's not black. She is not black, bro. I don't care, you dummy people try to slice it and dice it. Well, she grew up in the hood and oh, both of her parents are black. And that's what they'll say. Yeah, both of her parents are mixed. They're not black, kind of like the Prince guy, right? Prince. So they play these stupid games and they can trick a lot of the women. That's fine. Just, I don't know why the ones they trick, they come over here like, I'm pro mix now. I want mixed people to support me and buy my products, while I give my money to my black baby daddy. It's like, fuck out of here. Nicki's not only a quarter Indian, her dad is Chinese and Indian. She has Indian. Yeah, I don't know Nicki Minaj. I don't listen to her music. It's just ghetto and ratchet. I don't care about Nicki Minaj or Rihanna for that matter. Rihanna's cut from that cloth as well, right? I don't know what the hell Rihanna is. She's Caribbean or something as well. I don't know what she is. And do I like Lotto? Yeah, she's mulatto. Give her a chance. Yeah, why not? She's showing love to the mulatto man Drake. Yeah, so of course. So my basically my intuition serves me correct because I played some Miss Mulatto tracks in my intro here. I've done some promotion, I guess, for Miss Mulatto. My intuition has served me well because she's a mulatto and she identifies as mulatto and she's supporting the mulatto man Drake. So my intuition serves me well. That's why I will give a pass for all the ratchet kind of hoe shit, Miss Mulatto, because she's mulatto identified and she supports mulatto man. That's it. All right. But Nicki Minaj, the ghetto ratchet stuff, she's not a mulatto. I don't, I'm not interested. Okay. Same thing with Rihanna. She's not a mulatto. I don't care. And Brianna, I mean, wasn't her baby daddy like the guy talking shit about Drake? Was it ASAP Rocky? Fuck out of here, man. I don't support those people. Her mom is, yeah, I don't care. Quarter Japanese Indian. Sorry, I don't care. It's unfortunate that my own Cape Verdean community has a lot of pro blacks and Africans. They just need information. They need people who are going to, basically provide information and give them another option. A lot of the people feel like they don't have an option, especially if they look at me. They're just sitting here like, what the hell am I going to get from this? Well, I don't know. You're not going to get it. Go do your own shit then. That's why I laugh. Like I tell people every day, I don't know why you listen. I'm not special. I just have a voice and I'm not going to get punked out here. I'm going to analyze what I'm seeing on social media and provide my commentary. That's it. That's it. Like if it's working out for you, if you're in the community and you're getting a good deal, have fun. I don't care. I'm not even paying attention to you. I'm just paying attention to people that are anti-mulatto that want to put a target on our back. They want to devalue our sexual marketplace value. They want to say we weak and soft because we light skin, but we're punking their dark butts all on the basketball field and everywhere else. But then they cry colorism. And I'm sitting there like, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't say we're weak and soft and we're sassy, but we're beating you and then you cry racism and shit. And like you gotta pick a struggle, homie. Like they're crying about Drake and shit. Like you know, they're saying his audience is MAGA and like he's like gonna do country music, but like you guys don't like him. You're a racist and anti-biracial man. So when Drake, it's insane the mental gymnastics. Some of these people you put here, yep, the Sinhalese and Mali men are dark as fuck. Yeah, I've met a few Sinhalese. They're tall, dark, yep. And so they like Moroccan and Algerians. Yeah, those are Arabs, right? Algerians, Moroccan. Yeah, but the Sinhalese are Arabs, right? I think they're French colony in Mali. It's a French West Africa, but I believe a lot of their religion is not Arab or Islam, excuse me. A lot of their religion is yeah. That's why I had to get out of exotical space. It's originally was for mixed women, and fully black women have now taken it over. So you're a lady then, animal lover. Exotical space, they're basically black women who compete with other black women for black men. That sums up the exotical. Like all that decentering shit, it just they use that to market to the incel women who are bitter because they have failed relationships. They tried to get off on a man. It didn't work out. They didn't get the results they wanted from a man, so they're coping with it, trying to talk shit on the misandry angle. Just get what you want from these men and level up and dissenter man, and like they're just bitter. They're mad because they didn't get the best deal from the men they dealt with. They're just coping, yeah. But they're all because they know it's easier to get off on black men because the black males they prefer the mixed women, and mixed women have a higher status amongst with black males where they can get worshipped. Where other groups of men are going to be like, yeah, I prefer mixed women, but there's a lot of mixed women in this world. So what else is there? Are you educated? Are you articulate? Are you a good person? Are you nice? Like then that comes a part of the conversation. Just being mixed is not enough. Like, and I think with black males, that's enough for them. Just being a mixed chick. Like they don't, I mean, look at the results of the Communitas, 70+% out of wedlock birth rate. Look at the fucking results. Like the standards aren't there. The accountability is not there. The value system's not there. I think other races of men, they're going to question like, yeah, you got to have something else to offer. Okay. Just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Man, you guys are jumping out in the chat. I didn't expect a good turnout. Like I said, I don't really promote the lives like this over here. I just kind of pop up and see who shows up. But I didn't really come fully prepared, so I got to do a part two. But I'm gonna get through your comments and then kind of get up out of here. The exoticals are feminists. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's basically they're fem cells. Basically, it's a fem cell market, and they tell them they're special because they're mixed. Like you're exotical. What the fuck does that mean? I saw a video earlier today from some channel. I might want to do a response, actually agreeing with the exotical channel. In their defense, for this particular video, this lady that was talking about her grievances with the black community in the mixed kind of perspective. So I agree with what the lady was saying. So I might do like a review or whatever on it. I saw it earlier today. But it's one of these AI, they're not even cammed up and shit. Like a lot, I don't get it, man. I just don't. These are just blacks. Like, these are just blacks and they want to act special. So they call themselves exoticals. I don't get it, man. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a mulatto guy. You see me, you know me. And you really don't know me, but you see me. You know enough of what I share. But yeah, the feminist stuff, I don't know. Like they want black men because they have higher status amongst with black men, but they have to compete with black women for those men. Okay. Because other men are going to tell them, get your fat ass off the couch and go run. Other men are going to tell them, get your ass in the kitchen, go cook for me. Other men are going to basically tell, that's it. The black males don't care. The black males allow their women to become fat pigs. They get with white women. They turn into 300-pound fucking rhinoceroses. That the standards are so much lower with black males. Okay, this is not racist rhetoric. This is facts. Look around you. You guys know, you'll agree. So that's why with those the exoticals, like they want access to those males because they know they don't have to even try. They'll have those men simping for them. All they gotta do is have lighter skin and have some curly hair, and those dudes will simp for them. So they're competing with black females for those males. That's all that is, that exotical shit. So yeah, the feminism stuff is there, the lesbianism and all the femcel stuff, that's all there too. They have a whole kind of online community with all that stuff together, but it's primarily they're competing with black females for the same males. That's why they bump heads with Chrissy and Blunt Girly. It's all the same shit. These are just black women competing with each other for the same dusty ass black males. So you're a biracial dude. I mean, this shit shouldn't even be on the radar. It's very obvious what their whole circle is, what it's all about. The mixed race population in Jamaica is higher than Haiti and higher than the statistics say. The Rastafarian movement led many Jamaicans to one drop themselves. Interesting. I thought the critical space was a monoracial woman. I never was under the impression it was for mixed women, people in general. You put, yeah, Jamaicans, Afrocentric. We got here. Yeah. Jason Tatum and Steph Curry are good examples of light skins. They don't have a white parent that are loyals to their real mulatto community. The Hodge twins, a DNA test, and I think there is a video of it. They were like 50-50. They still think they're black, light skin black, and they're 50% white. And you look at them, but their audience is white. So, whatever. They want to be that token black. And that's kind of what you see with the conservative grifters. You have these mulattoes who are conservative grifters. They want to be the quote unquote black in the white space. It's like you got a fucking white parent, or both of your parents are like half white or whatever. You're half white. How the hell are you just black? We're looking at you, bro. And we do a side by side next to like some dark skinned Bantu. You don't look the same as them. You're not. Not even just your skin tone, your facial symmetry, your bone structure. You don't look the same as them. You don't act the same as them as well. That's very significant. But they'll sit there and be like, I'm just a light skinned black. Okay, sure. Someone said the Currys do the Blue Vein Club. They don't let anyone brown in. Originally, it was for mixed women, but Exoticals United opened up the space to black women. How old are you in the space? So you can get more Google AdSense dollars. Now the space is stupid and toxic. Are you from you change your username or something, different username? You've been around for a minute, for a few years. I've been around for 3 years with this little goofy ass like mixed race YouTube shit. All of them sucking off Bantus or they're LGBT or some other weird shit. Um, Nobody's mulatto specific because they don't got the fucking balls to jump up here and do this. I'm not saying nobody, but just very few. Um, but yeah, she opened up the door for the AdSense dollars. I mean, she had a job. I don't know. She's like a full-time content creator. She has several channels and shit on other platforms, whatever. Like I'm not hating the woman. I don't care. Like I basically just stopped following her when the misandry shit popped up. She thought she can get slick and talk crap about men and shit because she's bitter for her divorce. That's not my problem, you know. So that's my main disappointment with her. But yeah, she's a full time content creator, so she needs AdSense, whatever. That's her business. I don't care about that woman. You know, just the misandry shit is. I don't know why these people jump up here think they can talk shit about men and get paid for it, and their ass isn't going to get called out for it. Hodge twins are genetically more black. Really, Ari, do you have proof of that? Mari twins are more white. I don't watch them, but I thought the Hodge twins were MGM. What is MGM? Because you have people who are they're not mulattoes. They're like black people with minimal admixture calling themselves MGM. So I always ask a question, what the hell is an MGM? Because I've heard that term floating around since I found these like online spaces, and I hear the MGM. What is that? What's that? Because you have black people who got 10% slave master DNA. They call themselves MGM as well. So what the fuck is an MGM? Is Prince an MGM? Well, Prince is like literally 45, 40, 50% European. Look at his phenotype, his skin tone, his facial symmetry, his hair texture. Is he the same as some black who has 10% slave master, like a Ben Carson or something? And that's the issue, is they're not specific. That's why, I don't think they'll be bold enough to talk about these other groups when they're going to those countries. I could be wrong. Yeah, you make a good point. They think they already got it locked down here in the United States. They can go to Atlanta, to Los Angeles, to New York, to, St. Louis, to Chicago. They feel like they already got it on lock. They got these punk ass light skins on lock where they're just going to identify as black, trying to dress and talk like a black and shit, act like they got some hood swag. So they already got it on lock. So they know they can punk you weak ass light skins, the dark skin Bantu. They already know they got you bitches on lock. You're going to be a bitch crying anti-black racism, hating on biracials. I'm light skinned. I'm not biracial like them. I'm light skinned. Yeah, sucking off Bantu. So they already know they got them fucking punked. So they can talk shit about them all day, all they want. Light skins aren't going to do shit. They identify with Bantus. See? So it's those of us biracials with our white mama. We're the uppity ones. You're damn fucking right. I don't identify with you people. So yeah, so they know they can get away with talking shit in America because these, like I said, you go to Chicago, LA, Detroit, and whatever, these are Houston, these areas, like they already know they got the light skins fucking punked, biracials punked, because they're identifying with Bantus. But when they go to Thailand or these other countries, Colombia, they got to change it up. The Bantu starts acting a lot nicer, and they got to switch it up out there. And I was over there in Colombia and Cartagena, and the Bantus weren't so uppity with me out there. There was one, I think it was in Panama. One Bantu was talking shit, and I was talking shit back. What's your fucking weak ass gonna do, bitch? So that's around the planet. Anywhere you go, you'll find that. But I'm saying, like, yeah, there was one dude in Panama that got a little uppity. Had to check his ass. And but in Cartagena, I didn't really see any of that out there. Some of these other countries, yeah, like I said, they get very comfortable when they're in markets where they feel like they have the advantage, right? And that's the thing with the United States, because they know a lot of these light skins are punks. They just identify with Bantus, right? And it's not their fault though, because they've never there's nothing else. They'll just be a subordinate. Oh, I'm just a light skinned black. I'm just black. These are my people, right? But they never want you up on top, right? They always have to put the dark skin on top. That's why they hate Drake. They don't want him to be on top. That's why they hate Steph Curry. They hate Jason Tatum. They don't want the light skinned guy to be on top. They like the light skinned woman on top. They'll put a Beyonce who's like 25 or 30% like non black. She's like a Griff, right? She has a Creole mom, Beyonce. So she's like caramel brown skin. Yeah, so they'll put her on top because she's a female. She's a female. So they'll put her on top. All these female rappers. Yeah. But when it's the man, they don't want the light skinned man to represent black masculinity, to be the top dog. That's why they hate Drake. So a lot of the like the light skinned guys, I kind of feel bad, man. But I got respect for ones like Patrick, you know, and I think the cat's name's Lester Diamond, I think it is. He has a YouTube channel, and then also I see the other cat, a light skinned historian. I got respect for him because he's putting out content talking about this stuff. So I respect the dudes who are vocal about it. But the guys who are quiet and just, I don't respect that at all. Nah, you already see what it is. They hate your ass because you're a man, you're light skinned, and you just sit there and you're quiet. I don't respect that at all. You'll get real uppity and talk shit if it's a white boy, the white boy saying some shit. You want to prove your blackness. But what about when the Bantu starts to get up on you? Then what? You want to just play dumb? That's why you don't get respect out here. That's why the females don't even respect your ass. They see how you let the Bantu try to punk you and sun you and pull rank on your ass. That's why the women don't like your ass. You got these guys complaining. Light-skinned women don't like light-skinned men. Well, yeah, you guys act like bitches to fucking dark skins. What do you expect? How is that like attractive? You let another group of men try to punk you out here. How is that attractive? I don't, whatever, man. Go to the DR then, have fun. When you have the Haitians who are going to pull the same shit out there. I agree with you. They're too pussies to attack these other communities. Yeah. They profit off the fact that our community is not structured yet. Yeah. A lot of mulattoes are dumb. That's your opinion. Those are your words, not mine. Why would you want validation from the most unsuccessful group of men? Because it's free, easy validation and they'll worship them. I was on a TikTok the other day and I follow this cute mulatto and she's just sitting there with her TikTok looking all pretty and shit, curly hair. And she had a Bantu sitting next to her. And this Bantu's just playing video games. I'm like, what a punk. He's just playing. But see, for her, I guess they're both in their early 20s, whatever. They're Z's or whatever they are. And it's like, she's sitting there not doing shit. She's getting free attention with the TikTok, you know? And then this Bantu she's sitting next to is just playing fucking video games like Madden or something. So I'm like, they're both kind of dumb. It's just free attention. And the dark skinned Bantu, like I said in her chat, she'll have Bantus like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so pretty. So it's free attention. Like, what other group of man is gonna like glaze her up like that, right? Are the white guys, are they checking for her like that? I don't know. It depends on how she presents herself. See, they present themselves around with the Bantu guy, then other groups of men are kind of like they're turned off by it. They're like, nah, I don't know. There's other females out here. Let me go see what they're doing. But if they signal that they're dealing with the Bantu guys, then that's going to attract more Bantus, so that they're going to kind of be stuck within that pool of males. Because other groups of males are going to move on. Like, let me get out of here. This is not a good sign. Yeah, they don't care about their children. They don't want to get married. Yeah. Yeah, the statistics are there. The statistics do mean something. I'm not an absolutist. I'm not saying all, but yeah, the statistics do represent some factual kind of numbers. But hey, man, whatever, people are going to go where they are going to get the best treatment. And if they can get good treatment, but once they get bad treatment, it's like, I don't want to hear the complaints. You're a single mom now. I don't want to hear the complaints. Don't cry to me, and don't blame all men. And that's the thing. That's the whole thing with the exotical shit. She doesn't have any kids that I know of. I don't know the woman, but I know she was married and she got divorced, but then she wants to blame all men. It's like, I have an issue with that, because you chose wrong. You chose the wrong dude. Okay. That's on you. That's your L. Don't like project that to me or everyone else, that men are so bad because you chose the wrong fucking guy. You picked a guy you thought was a simp. You could punk him and like you know, and that's what you have right now in this market where there's a lot of these people who have that mindset where they want a guy they can kind of control and punk and shit. You have women who want to like act like dudes and like get a guy they can control and doesn't work out. The guy cheats on them, the guy dumps her ass, whatever, or would rather jerk off watching adult content instead of dealing with her dumb ass. And then like they get bitter about that. It's like, what the fuck? You're gonna blame all men for the guy you're dealing with. That's the thing with the baby mama shit. You wanted to be black, you got good treatment from them at first, okay, but now you're baby mama, now you're getting bad treatment. It's not my problem. I don't know. Yeah, the Black Panther is created by a white guy. Yeah. Even our prime minister is not mixed race or light skin. Was that in Jamaica? Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head with this comment. This is very good. This is what it is. Yeah, colorism just means you don't prefer dark skin. That's it. Um, I think I commented to somebody, a lady earlier today, like a couple hours ago. I messaged her and told her that, but the whole colorism shit is just when they're not preferred. That's all it is, man. They love colorism when they benefit, especially the males, the black males. Oh, I'm dark skinned. They want the dark skinned guy. Okay. But when they don't want a dark skinned guy, then they cry colorism. Well, the males don't cry as much as the females because the colorism stuff is more of a gynocentric argument, right? The males will just operate more within like a masculine kind of framework, but they'll use the color of the skin. They know their cap. They know their cap. Like everything they can get a woman to do of a dark skinned guy, a light skinned guy can get the chick to do the same shit. She's gonna put her mouth on it. It's the same shit. We can get everything you got. Like there's nothing you can get from these ladies that we can't get as a lighter skin or mixed dude. So they know it's pure cap. It's they have to lead with something else, masculinity or their wallets in most cases, because that's a status for men, their wealth. So the colorism thing is mostly it's a female argument. Because that's it. Yeah, and they only cry it when they're not preferred. That's it. When they're preferred, it's all good. It's not colorism. Yep. Yeah, Drake needs to be more selfish. Yeah. Drake has a lot of tattoos of these people. He has Denzel Washington. I don't get it. Rihanna, who's his ex. He has Sade and Aaliyah, which kind of makes sense. Sade. Yeah, the LeBron one is a mistake. He has Aaliyah. Aaliyah, yeah. Sade and Aaliyah makes sense. I don't know about Rihanna or Denzel. I don't know, man. He just tattoo culture. He has a bunch of tattoos. Godfrey said the NBA becoming too light skinned, and he said he likes NFL dark skin. Hopefully they stay that way. Yeah, Godfrey is an anti-Latino Bantu. So I mean, this Godfrey guy, he's not even funny. All he's known for is like this whole I know black shit. That's what he's known for. Like, I wish the Latinos would grill his ass up more than what I see. I think they're too busy because it's mainly Dominicans. They're too busy doing something else. And the thing is, they're splintered within their kind of group, the pan kind of Latino thing, because they have Chicanos or Mexicans or Brazilians or even with like Dominicans and then like Puerto Ricans. Like they're splintered. They're not all on one accord. I know there's people they're trying to get that on accord. That's their business. They're doing that, but as an outsider, I'm not Latino looking in, and I see like with the Mexicans or and the beef you see with Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of like conflict. So I think the Dominicans are kind of on their own with this whole Godfrey shit. But I told a Dominican on Twitter today. Guys, go follow me on Twitter. But I told this cat that I support you guys, man. I'm with you with these Bantu supremacist Afrocentrics because they hate the fact that there's a lot of mulattoes in the Dominican Republic and mestizos. They hate the fact. They hate that. And that's why they're hating on these Dominicans. Like this Godfrey guy you put right here. He's talking about I know black, and he's a dark skinned black supremacist. He doesn't like the fact that there's too many light skins. You see that in NBA or NFL. He wants it to be more dark skin, right? Dark skin with like what light skin baby mamas or white women. And what did these dumb savages create? They create light skinned people. So like, that's what I'm saying. My whole thing is I'm gonna go hard in the paint. If you're a biracial and you support these people who are against us, like yeah, fuck out of here. You people are the worst, to be honest with you. Godfrey's a Nigerian. Yeah, I'm reading your comment. Yeah, he created the whole me no black, me Dominican. And the FBAs didn't create that, but a lot of the FBAs, they're so stupid. They're gonna take on what some like quote unquote tether said and run with it. Dumbass. And it's these FBAs who run to like the DR and shit. These are African Americans. These aren't these like Nigerians or Jamaicans and shit. There's some Jamaicans who probably do too, of course. It's a quick flight from Jamaica, whatever, or if they're Americanized Jamaicans. It's mostly FBAs that are the whole passport bro shit. That's like a FBA thing, right? Because they they want other women besides their own women, which it's not my business. These men around the world been doing that for the white guys do that. They want other women besides white women. It's other men do that too. So I don't care. It's not my business what these guys are doing. My whole thing is with these people is when they talk shit about the light skinned man like Drake, but they got a light skinned partner like Whitney. You see with Kendrick Lamar. He says not like us. He doesn't like Drake because he light skinned, but his baby mama's light skinned. We're like, you got to call these savages out. The double standards are out of this world. I don't get how you people sit there and think that's normal for that pathology they push. They hate the men, but they're cool with the women. That's straight up misandry. Well, what are you light skinned dudes doing about it? You mulatto cats. What are you doing about it, huh? Complaining about me, my delivery. Okay, we'll do something else then, bitch. Go be a hoe over there. Please challenge me. Please, please. I'm begging you. Let me see what you got. And if you're some weak ass with a small channel, like you think you're gonna get clout, grow your channel off me, I'm gonna go on my backup channel and grow that shit off your weak ass. Like some other fucking Pookie was trying to do. Was clout chasing me for 2 years, man. He really tried to grow his channel. He doesn't get any views unless he's talking about me. He tried to grow his channel. I was like, let me just go to my other backup channel and kind of check you over there. Fuck that. You're not gonna use this get up off me like that. Fuck that. The women deal with them because they well endowed, but they don't marry them. Oh, that's tragic. That's tragic. Yeah, good for them. Good for the baby mamas. I'm sure they can pass that on to their children, right? While they're begging for school supplies, they can pass that on. It's kind of an L. I don't get it, man. But hey, if it works out for them, I just don't know why they jump around here with the pro mix shit and like the baby daddy's black. Like, can't you tell your baby daddy to help you out with the bills? Oh, that's right. He's not around. He's a baby daddy, right? I guess you can't really pass down well endowedness to your offspring, can you? Yeah. Cape Verdeans are mostly black. I don't know. Ari, I don't know who you are. But I already, just based off your comments, I kind of already can tell. Yes, but Godfrey's American nationality. His parents are Nigerian, but he's American. Yeah, because he's got like an American accent, right? That Godfrey guy. So he's a Nigerian American. But these FBAs, these nativists, they're talking about they want they're on some Nazi shit where they want you to show records from like 200 years ago of you being from America. That's how crazy the FBAs. They're just like their white supremacist masters. Like because there was a guy. What was his name? He has a YouTube channel. He's a Jamaican American guy. He's American, but his parents are from Jamaica, and was beefing with the stripper. It's a 6 foot. Ghetto African American female. She's a stripper. She's a YouTube channel, fake ass pro black. Is Officer Nathan Daly. He has a YouTube channel. He was an officer in the Atlanta Police Department, Nathan Daly, and he kind of went back and forth with some of these pro whack FBA ghetto crowd, right? And they were talking crap. They were calling him like officer, like goats. What do they call that? What do the Jamaicans eat? Something, some goat shit. I don't know. They were talking crap or goat stew or something or whatever. They were trying to pull rank and say that because his parents are Jamaican, he's not really FBA, but he has an American accent. Like he talks like an American. He's an American born here, but his parents are from Jamaica. So I'm using that as an example. This guy, Officer Nathan Daly, his YouTube channel. He was a cop in Atlanta. He was beefing with Six a stripper, some ghetto stripper that's a pro whack, and they're trying. The FBAs will pull rank on him. Like if you don't agree with their ghetto pro whack talking points, they'll sit there and be like, "Where your parents from?" I've even heard the whack authority talk about that. Where your people from? Where your parents from? Oh, your parents are from Nigeria. Your parents are from Jamaica. Oh, so you ain't a pro whack slave from the soil serving whites. Right? You're not one of us slaves serving whites. You from Nigeria. Oh, right. That's the game they're playing now. They're on some like Nazi shit where they want to have records of you being from the land for like over 100 years. That's really where they're at right now. So I've been talking shit for a minute, like over 2 hours. I don't know. I'm just gonna check out your comments. What else do I have to say? Because I do want to pull up some of those retweets, but I didn't really come as prepared as I'd like to. I live in Chicago, and everywhere I go, whites, blacks, Latinos, Asians have a smirk on their faces when I walk or drive by. I just want to know if anybody's experiencing that. Yeah, I don't know. You got to find your mulatto tribe. That's what I'm going to tell you. You already know what time it is out here. I'm just one voice. And yeah, people are offended. The pussies, the black identified cry racials, they're going to be offended by me. The biracial baby mamas who can't pass down well endowedness to their offspring and they're broke, begging for money. Like, yeah, they're going to be upset with what I'm saying, right? But my whole thing is like, you got to find your tribe, bro. If you see these people giving you dirty looks or their treatment, whatever, where's your mulatto tribe at? Where they at? They be like, OMG, my eyes look brown in the sun. I'm exotic. In Jamaica, we don't have any racial laws. North America, Jamaicans is white, greater grandparents. That's cool. Mixed women know they look better than black women, so they position themselves to black guys versus Latin men because it's hard to compete with Latinas. Oh, I like that comment. I like the, yeah, you see the hierarchy, don't you? You see that hierarchy. It's just easier competition if you're a mixed woman competing with black females for black males. The competition's easier. When they compete with Latinas for Latin men, they get humbled. Very good observation. We're going to have to revisit this. And this is part of the reason why, for a lot of the males who listen to me, when they're thinking, well, why are these mixed chicks? Why are they like trying to just be so cool with these black guys? And they know the track record to becoming baby mamas and like, you know, it's easier competition. It's easier competition. This is why. I don't want to control a man, just want them to be. Are you a female? We have a black mare in Chicago and they're feeling themselves a little bit too much. It's annoying or funny because they're finally feeling some superiority or authority. Well, the whites give them that. The whites coddle them, make them feel uppity and special. Whenever you find an uppity black, you just know they have a white paymaster, a white person propping them up. You look at Charlemagne the fraud. He's got Andrew Schultz and these white paymasters behind the scenes. All these racist blacks like Tariq Nasheed, he's got whites behind the scenes helping him out with his production. So they're always propped up by some white behind the scenes who promote these racist blacks like Kendrick Lamar. They're not just doing it on their own. They're not gonna get their operation popping on their own. They're always gonna be financed and promoted by some white person, giving the black some ego. I see it every day in my life, and it's not just on the internet, off the internet. This is how it is. Yeah, Dominicans, East Coast, Puerto Ricans, and then in Cali and Texas, it's Mexicans. Yeah, and also Southwest in general, like Arizona and Vegas or Nevada, but Vegas, yeah, it's mostly Mexican. Yeah, yeah. Godfrey's obsessed with Dominicans, isn't he? Yeah. Also, a lot of these rappers that hate light skins are gay on the low. Lil Wayne got with a trans. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, Lil Wayne, he said he used to hate on light skins. Yeah, he's gay. P. Diddy's gay, hating on light skins like Chris Brown. Um, Eddie Murphy's gay. I don't think that he was talking or bi, whatever. That's gay. If you're bi, you're gay. I don't remember uh Eddie Murphy talking anything negative about mixed people, but I know one of his baby mamas is that mulatto from England, Mel B. But who else? Yeah, yeah. P Diddy, he's bi, gay. Tupac, who's gay. Um, I don't know. I don't keep tabs on these Bantus, these rappers and shit. But yeah, Little Wayne, I'm not surprised. It's the first time I'm hearing someone say that he got with the trans. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Yeah. Yeah, they hate on light skins and they secretly want light skins. Yeah. That's the Bantu pathology. FBAs be claiming everybody, then be kicking them out once Tariq tells them to. Yeah, that's their leader. Yeah, and the FBA's claiming Indians, they're claiming, everybody. But when Tariq says, "Oh, that's a tether," then well, they're not FBA no more. Yeah, it's a cult. It's just like MAGA. It's the same shit, right? MAGA. It's a cult. They got a cult follower, and yeah, it's this FBA and MAGA is all the same. Shout out to you guys. I'm gonna be back with part two. I gotta get in some other comments, man. I'm gonna get to the more juicier material next time. Shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, and I'll talk to you next time. Sayonara.